Welcome back. Well, amid our massive youth jobs crisis, there's now a plan to train 1 million people to be software developers on our continent in just the next 5 years. You did hear me correctly. That's 1 million in the next 5 years. If you look at the way the world is going, the ability to code, to develop software, hugely in demand. It's a way in which people can get into a relatively good job. And of course, it seems there's a huge demand for this. Also, it may not matter where in the world you work. You can have Cape Town's climate and London's salary, if you like. Mumbi Ndung'u is from the Power Learn project. Lucky Litelu is the founder and CEO of the startup Business Campus. Good afternoon to you both. Thanks very much indeed for coming in. Mumbi, let me start with you. Yes. 1 million people in software development in 5 years. I mean, I love ambition. How are you going to do it?
Thank you so much for having us. So at Power Learn project, how we intend to do that is by working with different partners, for one, but also by providing a platform that we have built internally to manage all of that. So we have built a very, very robust curriculum that's focused on training software programming languages. So we intend to train 1 million young people across the continent of Africa. And if you understand the current need in the market, we are not even scratching the surface. We need more than 1 million software developers. So it's something that's very ambitious but very possible.
I mean, everybody has a cell phone. The cell phone uses software, right?
Yes.
The demand for the apps, data is becoming more and more accessible and easier and cheaper. Come on, government.
Yes.
That is only going to push up the demand for people who can do this.
Yes. So one of the things that we're doing on our platform is we're zero rating it. So we are going to cover the cost of data for our learners. So our scholarship provides that opportunity for young people so that we ensure that you finish our program, which runs for 16 weeks, which is about 4 months. So during this, we're working in partnerships with different telcos in different countries. For example, we started in Kenya already. We have 1,000 learners about to finish their first cohort. We're just launching in South Africa as well. In Kenya, we are whitelisted by the largest telecom, known as Safaricom. And in South Africa, we're speaking to different players to see how we can make that affordable and accessible to a lot of people.
Lucky Litelu, I mean, you can imagine for all sorts of businesses, anyone who's starting up anything, I've been ordered not to use the phrase fourth industrial revolution in this discussion. But what it is really there's a huge demand for this. Any business, I mean, you get into this business, you're going to make some money.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, what we can emphasize is really Africa's time has come. And for us to actually build the Africa we want, we need to actually equip our young people with the right know what and know how. Sometimes we talk about, being the change you want to see in the world. I think the missing link there is what is it that we need to equip young people with, the tools. And I think basically software development skills that young people get to learn through this particular exciting initiative really give young people a way into basically becoming champions of their own destinies. There are a number of opportunities. I mean, it's career paths. We need to build skills on the continent. We also need to build careers. But beyond careers, we also need to build startups. So we need to go into those particular 3 layers that I've highlighted. In that way, we're going to build a robust economy that can ensure that we're no longer, as a continent, relying on what is found beneath the ground, but what is found between the ears. Because the greatest asset that we have is our young people, and we need to invest in them.
There's also, I mean, you get this right. So you have a software app that, I don't know, delivers something. The business that it delivers for, the fact that your business is now online, accessible, the service is all online, it helps businesses that are not necessarily data businesses, but the data helps them too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I think, we need to, and I think the beauty of leveraging what young people can do, it means that the forgotten people in our economy, the informal settlements, the informal economy, informal traders, can also be brought into a wider, opportunity. There are people who are sitting in our villages, who are unable to buy or sell their products. And there's a market on the other side demanding those products. And there's a young person with an amazing app solution that can actually bridge the gap between those who want the product and those that actually basically produce the product. So we are saying we can create different streams of income for countries and also for individuals. But what is important in this regard is an enabling ecosystem. What entrepreneurs require: access to markets, access to business support services, access to technical skills and access basically to finance, which are also very, very critical. So the PowerLearn project essentially addresses the issue of building the core competencies, the core skills that will actually be able to help us to be competitive, not only in South Africa, but also the rest of the world.
What do you need to actually start the training? I got standard grade maths, that was a long time ago in matric. Yeah. Would that qualify me? Do you even need to have maths in matric to be able to study?
Well, so you need basic computer skills. That's all you need. But we don't discriminate. So one thing we're trying to do with PowerLearn is give access to everybody, to show everyone that, technology is an equalizer. So as long as you have this opportunity, you can be anything that you want to be. So as long as you have access to you understand your knowledge, your comprehension of basic computer skills, you can operate, the basic Office and Microsoft Office and type. And switch and switch on and switch off a computer, I think you qualify. Because our program is very elementary. And one of the key things that we intend to do is, as soon as you're done with the first 16 weeks and decide you need to upskill, we also have the opportunity now for you to go and dive deep into becoming either a software developer or software engineer.
And it's virtual, right?
Yes. So it's a hybrid model. So what we call the flipped classroom. So it's virtual, but we also have a community where we organize for events where people can engage with each other across the continent. Within the community, we also have a lot of opportunities, such as working with the Startup Business Campus, where they can come and be trained on how to be entrepreneurs. So once we finish the 16 weeks, you can decide, I want to start my own startup, and Lucky will help you to do that.
I've sat down, Lucky, and watched people code, okay?
Yes.
Now, again, my standard grade maths came into play, and I didn't know what on earth was going on. Some people are a bit scared of it. Is there any reason to be scared?
No, I think, it's a natural instinct, right, that comes from not knowing what you don't know, right? And also experiencing new things. So what we do is just encourage people to participate. We host community events such as hackathons, which is an opportunity to really learn how to build solutions. But the beauty of being in this particular space is a community, because there's a peer-to-peer learning opportunity. You can actually meet your potential co-founders at a hackathon, and we will have a couple of these actually throughout the process, community events, to be able to understand what it entails to actually build the solutions that we need. We urgently need these solutions, because this is how we build iconic startups. We cannot rely on taking our minerals elsewhere. We need to now look into how do we reimagine our economies, and how do we ensure that we can actually use this powerful tool, the cell phone, to actually build new market opportunities.
Lucky Litelu, founder and CEO of the Startup Business Campus, Mumbi Ndung'u from the PowerLearn project. Thank you both for coming in. Really do appreciate it. Really did enjoy that line, by the way. It's not what's under our ground, it was what between our ears that's going to determine our future. Impossible to disagree with that. Well,